Protecting the environment is very important in Ontario. Municipal projects often have the potential to impact the natural, social, and economic environment, so the projects must comply with the province's Environmental Assessment Act. Environmental assessment is a planning and decision-making process used to promote environmentally responsible decisions. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment process has been approved under the Environmental Assessment Act, and it sets out the process that municipalities follow while planning most sewer, water, road, and transit projects. This presentation will describe the general process used in Ontario to assess the potential environmental impacts of a municipal project on the environment and then select the best solution. Then we will outline the specific process used for each type of project. Next, we will describe the proponent's role, and then we will review the public's responsibility to participate in the environmental assessment process and their right to question or appeal the decision at the end of the process. Finally, we will provide direction on how to obtain further, more detailed information on the Municipal Class Environmental Assessment. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment process begins with defining the problem or the opportunity that should be addressed. Consultation with affected parties should be early in and throughout the process, such that the planning process is a cooperative venture. Consideration of a reasonable range of alternatives, both the functionally different alternatives to, and the alternative methods of, implementing the solution are to be considered. Next, identification and consideration of the effects of each alternative on all aspects of the environment must be done. It is important to note that the environment is broadly defined and includes the natural, the social-cultural, the technical, and the economic-financial environments. All must be considered. After a systematic evaluation of alternatives in terms of their advantages and disadvantages to determine their net environmental effects, a preferred solution is selected. The information gathered and the process followed is documented and available for public review. The style of documentation varies with the project type. Implementation includes preparing contract drawings, proceeding with construction, and monitoring the environmental provisions that were committed to during the process. Projects undertaken by municipalities can vary widely in their environmental impact. Consequently, projects are classified into one of four types: Schedule A, Schedule A+, Schedule B, and Schedule C. Schedule A projects are limited in scale, have minimal and predictable environmental effects, and usually follow established best practices. Projects include maintenance and normal operational and repair projects. Schedule A projects are pre-approved and may proceed without further EA consideration. Schedule A+ projects are also pre-approved but have the potential for local impacts. These projects are generally rehabilitating existing facilities. There is a requirement to notify those directly impacted by the project to encourage discussion of any issues between the proponent and those impacted. Schedule B projects have the potential for some environmental effects, and consultation with affected public and relevant review agencies is mandatory. These projects are generally improvements or minor expansions to existing facilities. For Schedule B projects, the information gathered during the process is documented in a project file. Anyone can appeal the preferred solution if concerns remain unaddressed at the conclusion of the process. Schedule C projects generally include the construction of new facilities or major expansions to existing facilities and have the potential for significant environmental effects. These projects require notice to the affected public and relevant review agencies, and formal public meetings must be held. For Schedule C projects, all of the information related to identifying the problem, the evaluation of the alternative solutions considered, and the selection of the preferred solution is compiled in an environmental study report. This report is then available for public review for 30 days. Anyone can appeal the preferred solution if concerns remain unaddressed at the conclusion of the process. A detailed listing of the projects included in each type is included in Appendix 1 of the Municipal Class Environmental Assessment book. The Municipal Class Environment Assessment is a self-assessment process, and it is the proponent's responsibility, normally the municipality, to follow all mandatory steps in the process. The Ministry of Environment is responsible for ensuring proponents comply with the requirements of the MCEA. Members of the public having concerns about the potential environmental effects of a project or the planning process being followed have a responsibility to bring their concerns to the proponent early in the planning process, when there is greater flexibility to accommodate changes. The proponent and citizens should work together to resolve all concerns during the process. However, if at the conclusion of the process for a Schedule B or C project, concerns have not been addressed to a participant's satisfaction, any member of the public may appeal, known as a Part 2 order request, to the Minister of the Environment. The Minister may reject this appeal if it is deemed frivolous or if the citizen has not participated in the process. The Municipal Engineers Association developed this presentation to provide general information about the Municipal Class Environmental Assessment process, to describe the different project types, and outline participants' rights and responsibilities. For further information and to view or purchase a copy of the Municipal Class Environmental Assessment, please visit www.municipalengineers.on.ca. Any questions related to a specific project should be directed to the proponent of the project. Questions of a general nature or related to the process may be directed to the Municipal Engineers Association or the Environmental Assessment and Approvals Branch of the Ministry of the Environment at www.ene.gov.on.ca. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.